Peace, peace. What's going on, y'all? Give y'all a chance to tap in, tune in before I start building on this topic for the day. Little motivation, man. I'm live from the gym, man. Live from the Almighty Fit Gym. Just got done drilling them with a session, and I just got quick burst of like inspiration and motivational energy, man. So I just want to distribute that energy to you all. Want to get y'all motivated, man, on this peaceful and lovely Saturday. Andrew, peace. What's going on with you, man? How you living? How you feeling? Louisiana, man, what's going on with you, my brother? What's going on with you? Beast Reincarnated, what's going on? All right, Andrew, man, that's peace, man. We got to keep it going. Eli Smooth, yeah, I got you. I got you. Once I'll be having to figure out how to do things, man. I used to be back on YouTube way back in the day. But I got you on that though. Oh yeah, most definitely, man. We gotta be leaders, man. That's the way that we gotta move. That's the only way. That's the only way that we gonna make change. Louisiana, most definitely. And Andrew, most definitely. But at some point, you got to learn when to break free. And that's the problem that we have. So indeed, you got to learn how to follow before you lead. But for the most part, a lot of people, they never break free from the following. You got to break free at some point. And you say you got to realize it's your time. Now it's my time to lead self, to lead whatever the case may be. You got to realize when it's your time. You got to realize when it's your time, and a lot of people do not do that. A lot of people do not do that. A lot of us know what's right and exact. A lot of us know what we need to be doing. We just don't do it. And one of the main reasons why we don't do it because we live in that fear. We live in that fear in regards to the opinions of others. I'm gonna give you a prime example of some moves that I make. I posted this on Facebook, so you all probably have seen it if you fooled me on Facebook, but I just made the post. So I had to make a lot of uncomfortable decisions, but I did it when they were not popular. Like I decided to, just even with my hair, man, I was growing my hair out when it wasn't necessarily the popular thing to do. Now you can't go anywhere without seeing somebody with some long locks. Lindell, peace, what's going on? I gave up meat. I became vegetarian, vegan when it was nowhere near a fad. When it was nowhere. Let me get that fixed. All right, we back on it. But yeah, I went vegetarian, I went vegan when it was nowhere near popular at all. I picked up the habit of reading. I'm talking about 19 or 18, 19-year-old young black male, man. That wasn't popular for somebody such as myself to pick up the habit of reading. But these were some things that I knew that I had to do to better myself, to improve self. And that's basically what I mean about being a leader. That's the only way that we gonna create drastic change within self, because for the most part, you're gonna have to go against the grain in order to truly elevate within society. Because if you continue to follow like the status quo, you're gonna end up in that pit of ignorance. You're gonna end up unhealthy. You're gonna end up toxic. You're gonna end up negative, like consistently. So in order for you to truly elevate, man, you're gonna have to go against the status quo. And that's just an actual fact. And that's some things, and that's what I had to realize when I was like kind of searching for that peace. Not realizing all along that peace was already within me and I just had to activate it. But when I was actually searching for that peace, man, I realized that, man, I cannot function like how everybody else is functioning. If I'm striving to reach this level, I got to go against that grain. I had to remove that fear. I had to remove that fear of what will people think when I stop eating meat? What will my family think if I stop eating meat? What will my friends think if instead of going out, I choose to stay in and read? What would they think? Like, nah, I had to remove that. I had to remove that, and I had to do what's best for myself. A lot of people, they don't do that. A lot of people, they do not do that. They so concerned with what everyone else will think in regards to some of the decisions that they know they need to make. You can't do that. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You cannot live in that constant state of fear. Andrew, I do not believe in horoscopes at all. Young Vicious, when it comes to everybody not being a leader, true indeed, but what we need to understand about that is when it comes to self, you got to be the best knower of yourself. So in certain aspects, man, you gotta know and understand that you're gonna be your best teacher, your best leader in regards to self, man. We gotta quit letting everybody else tell us what's best for ourselves. Like that is the part of life that we gotta like relinquish that, man. We gotta get rid of that. We gotta stop allowing other people to control how we move, thinking that they know what's best for us. Nobody knows what's best for you other than you, and that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Young Vicious, when you eat how you supposed to eat, it's not as expensive as eating terribly, because I was spending more money when I was eating terribly, honestly. Because when you do things like I said, like when you fasting is free. You don't need anything to fast other than some water. So it's like when you do all those things consistently, like at the end of the day, you're gonna end up saving more money. Andrew, I am considered a Scorpio as well, but I don't put too much stock into that. I don't put too much stock into that. Montel, peace, what's going on with you? I don't put too much stock in horoscopes and all that, man. It's cool. If that's what some people want to believe in, that's cool. But if you think you know me based off of a horoscope, I would be sad to inform you that will be incorrect. The only way that you can truly know a person is to chop it up with that person. I'm not about to assume that I know you based off of a horoscope, based off of your zodiac sign and things of that nature. That would be ignorant on my behalf. So I don't operate on things like that. Only horoscope I know is dealing directly with the person. So that I don't put too much stock into things like that, because I'm not about to assume that I know somebody based off of when they were born. Not about to do that. Not about to do that at all. So I'm gonna chop it up with you. If I don't chop it up with you, then I don't know you. I don't care when you were born. I don't care what your zodiac sign is. If I haven't chopped it up with you, if I haven't interacted with you, if I haven't observed your ways and actions, I don't know you. I don't know you, and I just leave it at that. Redbird, peace, what's going on? So I leave it at that. I keep it simple. Yeah, the burdock root, the sea moss, yeah, the bladderwrack, all of that is good. Yeah, all of that is good. Right now, out of those three, I currently got the sea moss on me with some olive leaf extract, which you need to get some of that too. You can get it in capsule form, but that keep your immune system strong. That olive leaf extract, man, you can find a capsule form, and it's probably like $12 or whatever. And it's not expensive at all, and they keep your immune system on point. I done been taking them for about 2 weeks now, man. I'm great. I feel great in regards to like my immune system, because it's around that time of the year. It's around that time of the year, man. You know, people get sick around this time. Weather constantly changing and all that good stuff where I'm at. But yeah, that olive leaf extract does wonders with the elderberry and all of that. Elderberry. Then you got like chamomile tea and the echinacea. Echinacea is good too. You can get that in powder form. You can get the tea. But echinacea is great for the immune system. Elderberry, sea moss, olive leaf extract. People take the zinc capsules. Vitamin C, the thing about what people don't realize with vitamin C, man, since the pandemic started, man, I haven't been sick at all. I haven't even gotten close to getting sick for real. Yeah, Redbird, get on it. Get that olive leaf extract. Get it. But I was building on vitamin C. Ken G, peace, man. I appreciate that, my brother. Young Vicious, then I'll stay away from it, from the elderberry. Andrew, you can lift weights if the diet is not necessarily the greatest thing, but you want to make sure that you work on that diet while lifting. But vitamin C, what people don't realize about vitamin C, one thing that I have to let people know, a lot of people when they get sick, they run right to the vitamin C. Well, there's a lot of studies out here that have demonstrated that vitamin C, when you are already sick, is pretty much ineffective. Vitamin C is cool for like preventative measures and whatnot, but once you are already sick, vitamin C is ineffective. So when you come down with a cold, when you come down with the flu, even if you come down with the COVID or whatever, vitamin C is pretty much ineffective. That's when you need to jump to like the elderberry or the olive leaf extract. Those things are more effective than the vitamin C when you are already sick. Vitamin C is pretty good for like preventative measures, but once you are already sick, then it's kind of useless to be overdosing on the vitamin C because it's not really doing anything once you are already sick. So once you are already sick, you need to look into like the olive leaf extract and things of that nature. The elderberry, the sea moss, and all of that good stuff if you're trying to get rid of that cold, that virus, whatever it is. Sweet Tea, peace, what's going on? Oh, everything is positive my way. Everything is positive and powerful. And Montel, that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. And Louisiana, because I read a book on this called Super Immunity. But to keep it simple, things that you need to eat on a daily basis to protect yourself during these times, to protect your immune system. Some simple foods that you need to make sure you are consuming. Cruciferous vegetables. So broccoli, cauliflower, kale, those are like the main three. Brussels sprouts. So cruciferous vegetables. You need to be consuming those. All of your berries. Blueberries, elderberry, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. Consume them. Mushrooms. When you consume the mushrooms, make sure they are cooked because that activates the enzymes that are required or necessary in regards to building up the immune system. So in order to reap all the benefits from the mushroom, you must cook them. And then you got onions. Onions are also good for the immune system, along with garlic. So mushrooms, onion, garlic, cruciferous vegetables. All the berries. Then you even got the seeds, the nuts and seeds that I like to talk about. Seeds are very, very crucial in regards to building the immune system as well. So like sunflower seeds, because they have a ton of like vitamins and minerals. So sunflower seeds are good, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, even walnuts. Walnuts are good because they have the omega-3s and whatnot. So you want to make sure you find you some organic walnuts, some non-GMO walnuts, good for the brain. So all the nuts and seeds. You make sure you consuming these things on a daily basis, your immune system will be good. Ebony Tree, peace, what's going on? And I'm glad you asked that question because I'm actually about to start documenting how to do that because I'm about to participate in some powerlifting meets probably next year. I may even host my own. You know, if the pandemic get too crazy once again, I may host my own. But I'm going to show people how to build up the strength, how to lift heavy weights, and how to bulk up while going vegan. So I'm going to document a lot of that, man. But I mean, if you eat a lot of seeds, those seeds are packed with a lot of protein, man. Those seeds will help you bulk up, like the hemp seeds, the pumpkin seeds, and the chia seeds, and the flax seeds. Like all those seeds are good in regards to like bulking up. And then also sesame seeds too, they good for the calcium. So you want to make sure you're consuming a nice amount of seeds if you're striving to get gains on the vegan diet or the vegan regimen. You want to make sure you're consuming a lot of beans. So you got your black beans, your kidney beans, chickpeas. Those are my main three. And then you can eat like quinoa or brown rice. You can eat the brown rice and quinoa with the beans. And then you want to make sure you're consuming a lot of like spinach and kale also. And bananas are good too for gains. And if you can take peanut butter is also good for gains. If not, then you could do the sunflower butter and the almond butter. It's also good for gains as well. And then you want to like split peas and lentils are also good. If you're striving to gain on that vegan regimen, so split peas and lentils, you want to incorporate those as well. And you want to just make sure you're getting your meals in. That's it. So those foods that I named, just make sure you kind of eating those on a daily basis and eating every 2 to 3 hours if you're striving to get your gains in regards to the vegan lifestyle. It's real simple. Infinity Mindset, yeah, the flaxseed. I was just reading a book on that. It's a book called Omega-3 Phenomenon. And they was talking about when you go plant-based, the best way to get your omega-3s. And they was talking about flaxseed oil. It went by another name in that book. It's like linseed oil or something, because that book was written like back in 1980 or something. But they was talking about that oil being one of the best ways to get your omega-3s. But that was back in the day, obviously. Now you got like flax seeds and hemp seeds have the omega-3s and the walnuts and things of that nature. But in that book, the Omega-3 Phenomenon, he was talking about when he incorporated flaxseed oil into people's regimen, how a lot of their conditions improved and whatnot because of the conditions that they were suffering from was via being deficient in omega-3. And he pretty much added the flaxseed oil to their regimen, and that gave them the omega-3 that they needed, and it improved a lot of conditions. But you know, omega-3 is connected to the brain, man. So we need that omega-3 for the brain, and that flaxseed oil is rich in omega-3. So if you're not consuming fish, which I wouldn't recommend you do because of the high levels of mercury, then you want to make sure you're consuming the flax seeds, flaxseed oil, the walnuts, or the hemp seeds. And you got your omega-3 taken care of. Oh, Andrew, listen. When the fam is striving to poison you, I've learned this. It's harsh, but that's how you got to deal with family on this level, man. If you got to deal with anybody on this level, man. If they not striving to add on in a positive manner, in a positive nature, then you just cannot deal when it comes to certain things. What do I mean by that? I'm gonna speak personally, for example. So it's like, you know how it is, man. When we go into business for ourselves, when you striving to be like an entrepreneur, a lot of people don't understand that because they condition in regards to that employee mindset. So it's like when you come to them and say, I'm about to open this gym up, then you may get met with a lot of resistance, a lot of negative energy. And that comes from a place because they don't understand that type of move because they used to this type of lifestyle. So they don't understand what you're striving to do because that's not the life that they live. So when it comes to that, whether it be family, friends, associates, whatever the case may be, when I know and understand that a person is not going to add on in a positive nature when it comes to dreams that I'm pursuing or goals that I'm striving to accomplish, I don't talk about those goals and dreams around said person, around said people to prevent that. So I'm not about to talk about my business plans that I have around a person who doesn't have the same type of mentality that I have in regards to business or entrepreneurship. Not about to do it because they gonna distribute a lot of negative energy that I don't need at that particular point in time. Last thing I need is negative energy when I'm thinking about making a big leap or a big jump and taking a big risk. So I don't I don't discuss certain things around certain people. So that's how you got to deal with family. I don't care if it's family, friends, associates. If somebody is always being destructive, bringing all that negative energy to you, then it's just certain things you cannot discuss around that person. I don't care who the person is, because you do not need that. That will only hold you back in regards to pursuing your dreams and accomplishing your goals. Beautiful Goddess Keys, what's going on with you? Peace. Lindell, I heard about that. I heard about it. I done heard about some other cases too where people took that where people got injected with that COVID vaccine and it didn't end too well for them. But we already know how the vaccine game is. We already know that that's trash. We already know that that's poison. We already know that we're not gonna fool with that. And I was checking my memories. It must be something around this time of the year, obviously, because this is when people start to get sick. But like 2 years ago, I made a Facebook status and I was letting people know that eating clean is the only effective flu shot. That was my status in 2018, the same day. I said eating clean is the only effective flu shot. And that's just an actual fact. So we're going to fast forward to 2020. Eating clean is the only effective COVID shot or COVID vaccines. The only effective vaccination, eating clean. You want to protect yourself, and that's what they're not talking about. I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but when they talking about this COVID, the coronavirus, you know that they never talk about diet. They never talk about protecting yourself via what you eat. They never associate diet with these viruses. Have y'all noticed that? They rarely do it. All this talk about COVID, coronavirus, I have not heard one discussion about maybe if we strive to eat a different type of way, then we can minimize the cases. We can lower the numbers. No, they telling you to wear this mask. They telling you to put on this hand sanitizer. If I'm putting on this mask, putting on this hand sanitizer, and my insides are dirty, then I'm not doing anything. But I haven't heard that discussion on a large scale yet. And we know why we haven't heard that discussion. But that's always been interesting to me. When it's things like this that pop off, they don't never associate it with diet. And if you do any type of knowledge to a virus, then you don't understand that a virus needs a certain type of environment to thrive in. Once that virus gets inside of you, it needs a certain type of environment to do its damage. If you are clean, that virus will not do any damage. So if you get sick, then it probably will last a day or two if you are clean. If you are dirty internally, then that virus, once it gets inside of you, it will cause a lot of damage and it can end up taking you out. That's why they are telling the people that have these preconditions to be more cautious, because they know if that virus attacks them, then they already got that type of environment internally for that virus to thrive. But they don't never talk about that on a massive level. They never talk about the link between diet and these viruses. They never talk about it. Instead, they want to create this vaccine. And we know why they want to create this vaccine, because they're going to make money. They're going to make money. But that's always crazy to me. Let's talk about diet and COVID. Let's talk about the people that's eating clean, and let's talk about how they faring during this whole pandemic, during this whole crisis. Let's interview some of these clean eaters instead of these people that's creating the vaccine. Let's interview these people that's been eating clean and been taking the herbs and been fasting during this whole pandemic, and how they been faring out, how they been feeling, and how they been living. Because I've been good. I've been good during this whole pandemic, and I done been around the virus. I done been around the virus. I done been up close and personal with people who had the virus, and I'm good. And I'm good. Because my insides are clean. So if anything if I were to contract anything, it's not going to last long. It's going to go right in and right out. So that's the discussion that they don't want to have. Yeah, the G-bombs, yep. Deliberate Dan, peace, what's going on? Black beans, love black beans. I love them. Legit gains, build them up. It almost kind of happens simultaneously. But for the most part, when it comes to building muscle and losing body fat, just based off of, this is what tends to happen a lot for most people, man. They end up kind of building that muscle first. So you see, sometimes you may see the weight go up on the scale, and that's simply because you are adding muscle. But for the most part, it happens simultaneously. When that muscle mass goes up, because I had a few people that just stepped on the scale. Like the muscle mass going up, body fat going down. So that just kind of happens simultaneously. So when you build a muscle, you burning that fat. Matter of fact, building muscle is the way to burn fat. That's the best way to burn it. Young Vicious, hey, yeah, weighted jump ropes. I got all type of jump ropes. Jumping rope is the best form of cardio for me. Yeah, Andrew, don't worry, listen. Don't worry about what anybody else think. Outkast said, don't worry about what they think. That's liberation. Like that's what that's an old Outkast song, liberation. They said, don't worry about what they think. That's liberation. That's right. That's right and exact. When you stop worrying about the opinions of others, man, you are now liberated. You are now free. You have your freedom. When you stop being concerned with the opinions of other people's, you have now liberated yourself and you will become unstoppable. You will become unstoppable when you stop worrying about what other people think about you. Then you're going to start moving according to how you know you need to move, because you're not concerned with how somebody going to view the moves that you make. That is true liberation. That's true freedom. Most definitely, Young Vicious. Louisiana, they definitely gonna try to force the vaccine on. You know, they done had population control, like that done always been part of their agenda. These FEMA camps, they done had these coffins. I mean, they done had FEMA camps, these coffins and all that designed and made for us for some years. So they just ready to utilize all this stuff. So of course they gonna try to force this stuff on us, man. And we know about martial law and all that good stuff. So I think this is the time for real, because people been talking about this stuff for some years, but I think now it's about to get real to where they gonna really strive to, because really we already under martial law, we just don't know it. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. We already living under that regime. We already under martial law. We just really don't know it. But I think it's about to get real. I think it's about to get real. So that's why I say we need each other. We all we got. Because it's about to get real. It's about to get real in the field. I mean, it's already real, but I feel like it's about to increase. It's about to increase. I don't know just when, but I feel like it's about to happen. I feel like it's about to happen. That's why I feel like this whole virus thing was like planned out. I feel like it's a matter of fact, I don't feel like I got some actual examples, not examples. I got testimonies of people that I trained that were in certain fields, health fields. And these, like, they were warned about this pandemic before it actually happened. I got some people that I trained that was in the health field, and the higher ups were basically trying to train them in regards to how to work with masks on before the pandemic became public. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. I was dealing with a client in the health space, right? They were trying to train the employees in regards to how to work with a mask on, covering the face, before the pandemic was even a thing, before they knew what COVID was, before they knew what a coronavirus was. This was before it became public. People were out here getting trained in regards to working with a mask because people already knew what was coming. So they already knew this was planned. They knew that this virus was going to do this probably 2-3 years ago. So this was all planned. This is part of the plan. This is part of an agenda. This is part of an agenda. This ain't nothing that just happened. Nah, this was planned. Don't nothing just happen. No, this was part of an agenda. This is an experiment. They already knew. They already knew that this was going to happen. They already knew. See, y'all, we focused on the Donald Trumps, the people that don't matter. But the people with all this power, you ain't hearing none of them coming down with the COVID, with the coronavirus. And again, I ain't talking about no Donald Trump. I ain't talking about that. Donald Trump is a puppet, mascot. I'm talking about the unseen hands. They safe. They safe. because they knew that this was gonna happen. They knew this was gonna happen. They knew what was gonna happen. Even Donald Trump getting it was planned. Down to see, peace, what's going on? Listen, Louisiana, that mask, and and you know what's crazy too? Of course, obviously, we get criticized all the time. The funny thing about it is, I done had legit people get upset. So I don't wear the mask. Like, any chance I get to not wear the mask, like, I don't wear the mask. Only reason why I wear the mask is because now I go to the store and they force you to wear the mask. I went to the gas station the other day and I just forgot I didn't have a mask on, man. I was finna just walk in there, man. The lady came out of that gas station. I mean, she came running out there. It was like, sir, you can't come in here without a mask. I said, man, I just forgot. That's crazy. She was about to tackle me because I didn't have this mask on. But a lot of people, they out here criticizing people that don't care to wear the mask, and they make it seem like we not taking it serious. We not taking it serious. I'm not taking my health serious because I choose not to wear a mask. I don't care to wear a mask. That's crazy. Just because I'm not out here living in fear don't mean that I'm not taking my health serious. You wearing the mask, but you going to these fast food restaurants. So you taking your health serious more seriously than me because I choose not to wear a mask? Listen, I'm fasting. I'm eating my fruits and vegetables. I got my herbs. I'm good. I'm good. But just because I choose not to wear a mask, that means I'm not taking things seriously. Because I'm not living in fear. I don't have this fear instilled in me. Come on, man. You can try that on somebody else, but not me. Don't tell me I'm not taking these things serious because I'm not wearing a mask. And I've heard that from more than enough people. And they seriously believe that. You eating that pork, you eating that ham, you eating that bacon, but you mad at me because I'm not wearing a mask, telling me I'm not taking stuff seriously enough. Man, that bacon is creating that environment for that virus to thrive more so than me not wearing a mask because I'm good. Come on. Infinity mindset. Listen, running, I know all about running. I ran track, football, I played basketball, I ran a little bit of track in college. Well, I tried to run track and play college and football. That didn't work. I had to drop one. But man, yeah, me and running don't get along. Man, I be having to force myself to do it when I do it. But I only sprint and stuff like that. I'm not about to be running for 2 hours, man. I don't know how people just. Yeah, I'm not training for no marathon. That'll never happen. You would never see me training for a marathon. I just go run some sprints and some hills, and I'm done. Yeah, Beast reincarnated. Oh, Devin, most definitely. But most definitely when it comes to being a good leader, you got to be a good follower. But the thing of it is, this what separates the leaders from the followers. The leaders know when to say, okay, I followed enough. Now it's time for me to step up to the plate and lead. As our math say, we got 85% of the population that ain't going to never do that. We got 5% of the population that's going to know the truth and they going to teach that truth. That's a small percentage. That's a small percentage. So when it comes to stepping up and being a leader, it's a small percentage, man. It's like they say, it's lonely at the top. Like when you start living out that reality, man, when you say, all right, everybody else is doing this, I'm about to do that. That's lonely, man. That's lonely. Because then sometimes it gets to the point, a lot of people can't handle that because when they, it's crazy. A lot of people set these trends, but then when people start acting on it, then they start feeling some type of way. I used to be like that. I used to get in my feelings instead of looking at taking the best part. I'm like, man, I started this, man. I needed credit. Woo, wah, wham. Instead of looking at it like, man, you just influence people to better themselves and things of that nature. Like, listen, when I went vegetarian, man, when I went vegan, man, a lot of, like, I did it about when I was in college, man. So this was like unheard of at the time. Like, it wasn't as popular back then. A lot of people around me at that time, like, people didn't even know what vegan meant back then when I was when I was transitioning to the vegan lifestyle. Man, I was like, I'm striving to go vegan. People was like, man, what's that? What does that even mean? People knew what vegetarian meant, but they didn't know what vegan meant. So I made the transition around that time, and a lot of people around me was making similar moves. And I'm looking at it like, dang, that's crazy. Y'all wasn't thinking about this until I started doing it instead of looking at the best part. Like even my roommate at the time, he essentially went pescatarian. He went pescatarian. So I started influencing a lot of people around me at that particular age to like look at the way that they was eating and stuff like that. So at some point you got to be like, all right, man, I got to go against this grain. That's what separates the leader from the follower. That leader knows, they know when it's their time to say, all right, I done been living this way of life for the longest. I done been following the status quo for the longest. It's not working. It's time for me to do something else. I'm talking about a leader in that regard. Like, I'm not talking about, like, let's say the Nation of Islam. I'm not talking about somebody, Farrakhan grooming the next person to take his place type deal. Obviously, you got to lead. You got to follow in that regard in order to become a better leader or a leader in the first place. I'm talking about when it comes to your everyday life, doing what the masses are doing, doing what the everyday average person is doing. Like, nah, man, you gotta realize that if everybody else is doing it because everybody else is conditioned and programmed by this system. So a leader in regards to everyday life, leading self in a better direction, which is what you should be doing. Like, I'm talking about that type of individual, that type of leadership. Being able to step away from the crowd, being able to go left when everybody else is going right. Being able to realize I've been following the status quo for this long and it's only leading to the detriment of, it's only leading to my health being detrimental to self. Devin, appreciate that. Peace. Appreciate that donation. Hey, Young Vicious. Our ancestors, everybody knew it's a time for peace. It's a time for war. So we gotta know and understand that. That's why I ain't worried about it. When it's time to go to war, it's time to go to war. We gotta realize that it's a time for all of that. It's a time for all of that. So when it's time to go to war, we gonna need each other's back, because guess what? Nobody else is gonna have our back. We gotta have our own back. Like, people don't understand. That's why I talk about unity the way that I talk about it. Because when it all goes down, some of these white folks that was Black Lives Matter at the rallies, when it all goes down, you know what side they really gonna choose. So we gotta have each other's back, man. Because at the end of the day, nobody else will have our backs. Like, that's why I'm all for that unification. That's why I don't fool with the black man versus the black woman, dark skin versus light skin. Forget all that, man. That's Willie Lynch nonsense. Because when it all boils down, when it all hits the fan, we got. We gonna have to fight for each other. So all that petty nonsense about black women and attitudes and black men, this, that, and the third, we gonna have to put that to the side, and we gonna have to protect ourselves and our families. Because it might come, that time may happen during our lifetime. So whatever beef you got with that black sister, black man, like you might have to forget all that and defend that sister. Whatever beef you got with that black man, my sister, like, you gonna have to forget all that too, and we gonna have to fight for each other. It's gonna become a time. I feel like that time is coming. I feel like that time is coming. Yeah, Louisiana, man, listen, don't even get me started on the science behind the mask. I'm getting tired of these masks. Matter of fact, I'm really getting tired of going into these stores and they forcing me to wear the mask. Blessed Ascensions, peace, what's going on? Oh, Donna C, most definitely. But like I said, the point I was driving home is that leader knows when to step away, knows when to step up to the plate and say, all right, now it's my time. It's my time. Like, that's the biggest difference. Knowing when to say, all right, it's my time. I've taken the best part. I've taken what's useful. Now I'm ready. Like I said, I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I just continue to follow the status quo, man. Just listen to everybody around me. I wouldn't be where I'm at. Man, listen, and I love my parents to death, but I wouldn't be where I'm at today even if I listened to my peoples. So I had to listen, I had to step away from everything. I had to step away from everything that I was taught, everything that I once believed. Like, I had to step away from all of that. Literally, man, my paradigm shift was crazy. Listen, everything that everybody was telling me at that point in time, I just felt like it was all wrong. And so I just had to unlearn a lot of stuff, man. And I really had to just redefine myself. All Young Vicious, most definitely. Montel, yep. I don't buy it at all. Zucko, you already know. It definitely gets lonely. It definitely gets lonely. Cause again, man, I don't know how to follow. Listen, I don't like to talk about stuff that everybody's talking about. Man, when people listen, I'm the type of person, if everybody watch something or if everybody listen to something, I wait for the hype to die down before I go listen to it. I wait for the hype to die down. If I see everybody talking about an album or something, I'm going to wait for the hype to die down. I'm going to wait for the hype to die down before I listen to it. I'm going to listen to it on my own time. If everybody talking about a show or something, or a movie or something, I'm going to wait for the hype to die down before I tap in and tune in. Oh yeah, Dynasty, and that's why I said you gotta know. You gotta know. You gotta know when it's your time. You gotta know when it's your time. You gotta know. But at some point, especially like I said, just in your everyday dealings with, people and whatnot, you gotta know at some point that following what everybody else is doing is not gonna work. So at some point, you gotta realize that. At some point, you gotta say, man, everybody eating this fast food, everybody eating this trash food. Look at them. Look at the ailments that they suffer from. Look at them overweight, obese, and all this type of stuff. Look at the lack of energy that they have. At some point, you gotta be like, you know what? That ain't the way to live. That's not the way to live. I'm about to break free from that. All Young Vicious, man, listen, we never get content. We never become complacent in regards to our position in life. So we always striving to elevate, always. So you got it. Sure, and appreciate that donation. Young Vicious, most definitely. Maurice, what's going on with you? Dynasty, and then another thing, what you just mentioned, to teach others. To teach up, like, it's a lot of cats that's out here. A lot of them are on YouTube. But for some reason, it's a lot of people out here that don't like to share, like, the information that they have gathered. Like, it's almost like they want to treat it like it's some esoteric information. That's why I have no problem with showing y'all the books that I have read. Like, I show y'all my sources faithfully. I have no problem saying, all right, I got it out of this book, got it out of that book. Some of these dudes be acting like they created this knowledge that they spitting out, like they didn't get it from another source. So what, man, I used to be that person, man. When people used to be talking what they was talking, I used to ask, like, what are your sources? Man, I can't tell you how many times I have gotten into arguments because I asked some of these dudes, where did you get that information from? Why did I ask that? I thought that was a simple question. Some of these dudes that be on YouTube talking about some of this information, man, it's like when one of the best questions you can ask them is, where did you get your sources from? A lot of them might get overly emotional. How do I know? Because I dealt with that. I was like, man, hey, what book did you read? What lecture did you watch? Like, where did you get this information? Man, I'm talking about that struck a nerve with a lot of these people. I didn't think that was a deep question. If somebody asks me what my sources are, y'all already know I have no problem going to grab my sources. Letting y'all know, look, I read this, I read that, I read this, I read that. Nope, you ask that to some brothers, some sisters, man, they gonna get overly emotional and they gonna feel like you are attacking them. That's crazy. I have no problem sharing my information, sharing my resources. Each one teach one type deal. Yep, JFW, eat clean. That's my motto. Eat clean, exercise, take your herbs. You good. Do some fasting periodically. You good to roll. Yep, Andrew, you got to live and not just exist. And that's what some of us are doing. We just existing. Oh, Lindell, this selection, it's definitely, it's part of the agenda. Honestly, I feel like Donald Trump gonna get placed right back in there, and then that's gonna create this big uprising because, you know, black people, we done made Donald Trump the boogeyman, so we gonna go crazy. And then I feel like they gonna do some things based off of that because we gonna get overly emotional. And then black people gonna start blaming other black people for Donald Trump getting selected a second time. They gonna say, well, he back in there because y'all didn't vote. So it's gonna be a black people against black people thing. That's what's gonna happen. Instead of us looking at the system, we gonna say it's your fault because you didn't vote. So they gonna start blaming me. There's gonna be some people come on this video, some of my streams blaming me for Donald Trump getting selected again. They gonna say it's your fault because you didn't vote and you told other people don't vote. So I already know. Yep, Sherwin, break away from it. BYG342, what's going on? All down to see, most definitely. That's why we did with balance. It's all about balance. It's all about that balance. But again, I think too what we have done, we haven't really defined what a leader is. So a lot of y'all have stated that in order to become a leader, one has to follow. But who's to say that that's not even in the definition of a leader? Like, a leader isn't someone who just creates rules and who doesn't follow and things of that nature. That's part of being a leader. So that's part of the definition. That's part of the definition of leadership. Another thing a leader is good at doing too is listening. Like listening to his people. So that's another aspect of leadership that goes under the radar. Being a good listener. Listening. So if you leading people, like I done played sports and I done been a captain. So one of the things that you gotta do as a captain, as a leader, you gotta listen to your people. Listen to the people that you are in charge of. And you gotta move according to that. So you essentially, along with kind of striving to guide them in the right direction, you are also listening to them. A good leader is going to listen to what the people are saying that's out here in the field, and they going to make moves based off of what the people are saying if they feel like those moves are right and exact. So the people are out in the field. It's like running a company. Let's say I'm running this gym, but I'm not present in the gym. So I'm not about to be making rules and regulations when I'm not here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go chop it up with the people that's working in the gym, that's out in the field. And I'm going to see, what do we need to do to boost the sales? I'm not about to come with some book written plan. I'm going to ask them, what do they feel like based off of the interaction with the type of customers and clients that they deal with? What is something that you feel can be done to boost the sales? To boost the selling and training and things like that. I'm going to ask the people that's out in the field. That's what a leader does. A leader not about to feel like he know everything. I'm going to ask the people. I'm going to ask the people that's in the field. So we overlooking that aspect. The leader is not somebody that just necessarily makes all the rules and tells people what to do. No, a good leader gonna listen to his people and make moves based off of what the people are telling him to do. We got the wife in the building, y'all. Everyone say hello to the wife. She is in here. She is in the building. Oh, Louisiana, woo! Don't get me started on the Uncle Tom and the Sambo and all that. By me choosing not to vote, I have now become a coon. I'm a Trump supporter and I'm a coon because I opt not to vote. I'm a coon and I'm Uncle Tom and all that. Nikki Monique, peace, what's going on? And the answer to that question is no. And I can make a video on that in regards to my views on that. But for short, you can kind of go, study the 5%ers. You can go on YouTube. Infomega is good to get a perspective of the type of culture that I come from. So if Infomega Productions, I believe, they got a lot of he interviews. He is a 5%er, so he interviews a lot of guys in Earths and whatnot. So you can get a good perspective of the type of ideology that I fool with by watching those interviews. And plus, I'm gonna do some videos on that in the future. Let y'all know about the culture a little bit. What they say, Zucko, practice what you preach. I don't like the word preach because a lot of preachers be lying and they be deceiving. So I say practice what you teach. Yeah, Young Vicious, listening is crucial. The art of listening. Yeah, Infinity Mindset, I would say stay away from the fish and the seafood. A lot of people don't understand this too. Not only the mercury, but a lot of fish is high in fat as well. Lindell, most definitely. Oh, Red Bird, they got you. They got you. They got you. They got you with the Obamacare. They got you. Yeah, black folks, they only voted for Obama because he was black. That's it. Oh, Young Vicious. Matter of fact, I rock with the dudes from the hood more than I rock with so-called conscious dudes. I don't like to use that term, man, but most of the dudes that I grew up with, that's out here, man. I'd rather fool with some of these dudes, some of these brothers from the streets, man. They a little bit more loyal than some of these dudes that be professing all this knowledge and whatnot. Matter of fact, I know a dude, man, when I worked at the bank, I knew this black brother that had his business, and he was like, man, you need to keep a couple of those type of dudes in your circle. He said because they'll be the most loyal to you. And he was talking about the street dudes. He was like, man, you want to make sure you keep a couple of those on the payroll and on your team. Like that's what's his exact words. Those were his exact words. Oh, Zucko, yeah, I'm the same way. And yeah, Dynasty, and that's why I say we don't even, in regards to leading the word follow out of the definition for a leader, nope. Because like I said, when you a true leader, again, listening is part of that. So you listening to your people. You following the advice, the suggestions of your people. But at the same time, what a follower is, in regards to that aspect, we can just go right down to religion. We can see what it means to follow blindly. That is what we cannot do. And that is what a lot of people do. Large portion of the population do that type of following, blind following. So a lot of people don't follow with intentions to step away from whatever it is that they are following and becoming like a leader. A lot of people just follow blindly. A lot of people, they simply need to be told exactly what to do instead of going out here doing their own due diligence and things of that nature. So a lot of people are not going to take that initiative. A lot of people. All legit games, okay. So you NASA certified. I don't know where you located, but the path that I took, which I knew I didn't want to do it, but you gotta start off in that commercial gym, man. Build up your clientele. I say do that for about 2 to 3 years, and then you want to either look to go to a studio or you can start your own thing. But you want to start off doing the commercial gym, getting training in that way, building up that clientele, and then I would recommend doing like some online programs too. So I don't know how everything is where you are at. Like, I don't know if the gyms are even open. I don't know how it is where you at. But it's 2 ways I go about it. You can start in a commercial gym, build up your clientele, or you can focus on it virtually. And you can build up everything virtually. But I started off in the commercial gym for like about 3 years, and then I eventually branched off, did my own thing. But I learned a lot by working at like I worked at Gold's Gym for about a year, so I learned a lot working at the gym in regards to what not to do and what to do. So working in a commercial gym when you have the goal of eventually branching off doing your own thing is the way to go. But you got to create your plan. You got to have a vision for yourself in regards to training, man. What do you want? What do you want to do with that training? What do you see yourself? How do you want to utilize it? I always knew that I wanted to open up my own gym, so I knew what I was doing it for. So you got to figure out, what are you training for? All Young Vicious, most there. I fool with my brothers, man. I fool with my brothers off the streets. I fool with them. I fool with them, man. A lot of them brothers, man, are open. They willing to listen. They don't think they know everything, man. They know that the way of life that they are living right now is not necessarily the best route, but they feel like it's the only route, and some of them are willing to listen. Dynasty, most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, Lindell. Yeah, when that money go, yep, they gone, they flee. But y'all, this been another positive, lovely stream, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all, but I got another client that I'm about to run through the ground, man. About to walk up in here, man. So again, it's been another powerful and positive stream, man. I'm gonna probably catch you all again Monday. And we gonna build on some great things. We gonna build on, I don't know what we gonna build on just yet Monday, but I'm gonna catch you all Monday. Gotta run this client through the ground, man. So y'all be easy. Y'all enjoy this Saturday. I don't fool with no holidays, so I don't fool with all this Halloween nonsense. Just another day for me. Y'all be easy, man. Y'all enjoy this Saturday. Y'all enjoy Sunday. Enjoy your weekend. Stay peaceful. Build on that positive. Destroy the negative. I'm out, y'all. Peace.